ringside. We are set to go with another tremendous day of CWA Championship Wrestling. Championship is the word today because the Mason-Dixon connection, John Paul and Tracy Smothers, are going to put the CWA tag titles on the line right here in this ring today against the Japanese team, Shogun and Samurai. Should be... P. Gossett before. I thought we were going to get through a day without you today, and it was sunshine all around.
Let me tell you something, Nitwit. For your information, I have been in Memphis all week long, meeting with my attorney, F. Lee Babcock, about what happened to me last week at the hands of that idiot Jerry Lawler.
Well, I remember what happened to you at the hands of Jerry Lawler last week.
I'll bet you do. Now, I have a tape I want to show Dave Brown. I want you to take a look at it. I am just a commentator. I am not a wrestler, and I want you to see what that moron did to me.
I'll look at your tape. Take a look at it.
Now, as you saw...
Wait a minute. That's the most highly edited version of a videotape I have ever seen.
That's exactly what happened.
Now, everybody that was watching knows what happened.
No.
You stuck your nose into the business where you shouldn't have been. You were insulting him for weeks and weeks and weeks, and finally you just popped you there. That's what happened. That's all there was to it. Very edited videotape. You'll have no success with that one right there. Let's take a break. We'll be back here in just a moment.
I'm not ready to take a break.
The music for Dutch Mantell, Dirty Dutchman. There he is with Robert Fuller, the Tennessee stud, and Miss Sylvia accompanying him. Oh, they've got the pictures of Jeff Jarrett with that $20,000 bounty on his head.
Tandem in wrestling right there, the classiest tandem.
Jeff Jarrett may not be here today, but I'm
That's right. That's exactly right.
Well, of course, Fuller has got a $20,000 price tag on Jeff Jarrett's head. Referee says, let's get this one underway. Chris Frazier out of Mississippi going against Oil Trough, Texas, Dutch Mantell.
This match should be nothing more than a warm-up for the Dutchman.
Bring those pictures over here. I got 3 piles of these pictures here, baby. Ask me how I came on 3 piles of pictures of Jeff Jarrett. I'm tearing him up and he's not even here. And the way that I did it is very simple. Except I'm not going to tell you. I can tell you I didn't buy them. Think about it, baby.
Who would buy one in their right mind?
Put your mic up there. Is that a sweet sound?
A very sweet sound. Well, that shouldn't be long at all. Party time, party time. This looks like confetti. Turn another one up, Sylvia. This may be record time.
Well, that was a minute 1 second. 1:01. Dutch Mantell totally controlling the match against Chris Frazier. Mantell with a victory. Robert Fuller celebrating up there. He's been over here during the whole match, tearing up pictures of Jeff Jarrett.
Come on out here. Come on out here. We got some good news for you, baby. How about it? Jeff Jarrett's not even here, baby, and he's still getting torn up. That's just the start of things, too, baby, because the $20,000 is on you, punk, and I'm going to guarantee you there's no place you can run and no place you can hide because the stable's going to be coming after you. And speaking of the stable, Dutch, I guess it's about time, Ronnie, that we invite out here our newest inductee into the stable, one of the hottest guys ever come out of Atlanta. I'm talking about the Georgia stud, my new man. Let's get him out here, master of pain. Let's have a big hand. All right. It's going to be one of the biggest things that ever happened to the stable. He's going to be turning keys for us. Let's get Action Jackson out here, too. I want all my boys here for hog killing time because what's going down today, baby, is a big hog killing, a diamond ring thief is going to play right here in the ring, and I'm going to see you.
right, yeah, you guys celebrate somewhere else. We don't need that out here. I tell you what we do have. Robert Fuller has pointed out correctly that Jeff Jarrett is not here today. Jeff's in Dallas.
I wonder where Jeff Jarrett is today.
He's in Dallas, Texas. That's where he is today. However, with this $20,000 thing going on for several weeks, we wanted Jeff to be able to have his say about it. Randy Hales took a trip with Jeff, so Jeff wouldn't always have to be watching his back for those guys to jump him. And here's what Randy came back with. Take a look.
Jeff, there hadn't been many times the last few weeks that you've been in a relaxed situation, but wanted to get your feelings about everything that's happened, especially winning that CWA heavyweight title.
Well, yeah, Randy, you're talking about a lot of things happening. An awful lot's happening in the last couple of weeks. Winning that CWA title was like a lifelong dream. You know, I've been wrestling about 3 years now. It'll be 3 years April 9th. And it seems like when I got into this great sport, it was I had some big shoes to fill. My dad was a great wrestler. Eddie Marlin, my grandfather, was a great tag team wrestler, and I didn't always have 100% acceptance by the fans. But it seems like now, when I won that title, I felt like I had the fans behind me 100%, and I gave it everything I had, and I think that's what put me over the hump. It made me reach my goal, my lifelong dream of winning that CWA title.
All right, Robert. Help him in. Help him in with a right fist. Jeff knocks it down.
Now you call that fair?
Sure, I call it fair. Fuller got no business interfering here. Jeff off the top rope, presses Mantell down. Two. He got it! We got a brand new champion!
Jeff, I'm sure you were real excited there, but shortly after that happened, here came Robert Fuller out, placing a $20,000 reward for anyone that could get to you.
What I'm holding in my hand right here happens to be a check, baby. Take a close look at it.
$20,000?
It's $20,000. It comes straight out of my bank account. You notice that top line right there has not been signed. There's not a man's name on it, but the man's name that goes right in there is the man that's going to finish that punk Jeff Jarrett from wrestling in my beloved profession.
I found out that same day he wasn't just going to keep it within the stud stable. He put $20,000 on me, and it goes for anybody.
All you'd have to do to get that diamond ring, I'll let you keep it. Hand this $20,000. It's set right down here in this chair. Bring your microphone. Sit right down here in this chair for me, won't you please? Sit down, Jim. What you gonna do? I want you to sit down here, and when Jeff Jarrett comes out here, I want you to peel his head right off top of his shoulders, and I want you to hand it to me on a nice silver platter.
I can tell that Fuller's going to try anything he can. Not only did he try Jed, he sent a bounty guy in, and that guy, I'd never heard of him. Name was Brody Chase, I found out, but he just wasn't a cakewalk, but I don't think he could get the job done.
Him, and now Jeff comes off the middle rope with a great drop kick. Snap that neck back. 1, 2, 3. Look out, Jeff. Look out, Jeff. Jed Grundy coming up there. Grundy coming up. He's been sitting over there thinking about the 20,000, thinking about the diamond ring.
Look at what we got.
He's up there. It looks like Ed Grundy. I'm sorry to say it. But Grundy is up there.
That's right.
Hey, you didn't convince me.
Look at that.
Well, you didn't convince me.
Well, Jeff, then you gave Dutch Mantell a return match for that CWA title, but it didn't end up Jeff Jarrett against Dutch Mantell.
That's right, Randy. It seemed like just when I had him beat, just like Fuller always does, him and the whole stud stable come in, and they did get to me. Luckily, I held on to the belt, but the whole stud stable, they got to me. They busted my head up pretty good, and thank goodness for Tracy and John.
Yeah, he's wide open. Here's Brian Lee. They hammer Brian Lee. Wrestling machine I think it's number 2 being hammered. Action Jackson hammering Brian Lee. Out goes number 2 over the top rope. Look at Dutch Mantell popping Jeff Jarrett. Still working him over where they've opened up that cut. There's Sylvia out of the top rope goes Brian Lee right in our table. And Robert Fuller outside of the ring hammering Brian Lee. Down goes Lee.
in the night, they were in some problems, and you were back in the dressing room busted up.
Yeah, Brandy, they thought that, I even heard Fuller say that, Dutch Mantell, I'm going to pay you off on TV the $20,000 cash. They thought the bounty thing was already over, but it wasn't. I wasn't just going to sit back there and let Robert Fuller do me in that easy. Tracy and John helped me out, so I felt it was my obligation to come out there and help them out. And like I've always said, you got to fight fire with fire, and that's exactly what I did.
Tracy Smothers, boy, they're really being worked over. Fuller using the kendo stick. Here comes Jeff Jarrett in with a trash can. Bam on the head of Fuller. Now Fuller being worked over by the kendo stick. Jeff Jarrett landed at the ring.
I've done a lot of thinking, and I just didn't get in this sport on a whim. It's been a lifelong dream to be in this sport, and someday I want to stand up and just like Jerry Lawler says today, he holds the world title and he says that he is the best, and he can rightfully say that because he is. And one day, it might not be this year or next year, but on down the line, that's what I want to be able to say. And if they're going to try to knock my dream out from under my feet, well, they can just go right on trying. But it's not going to be easy, and I can promise you that, because I'm going to give it everything I got, and I'm going to hold on to that CWA title, and they're just not going to take my dream right out from under me.
Hello, everyone. I'm Roger Webb with Championship Wrestling, with a reminder that Championship Wrestling coming to Henryville, Indiana on Thursday, April 6th at Henryville High School. Save $1 on advance tickets. We're going to be in Lanesville, Indiana. That's Thursday, April 13th at the high school, sponsored by the Adult Athletic Booster Club. Championship Wrestling making its return to Owensboro, Kentucky, Wednesday, April 5th at the Sports Center, making a big return with a spectacular card, 8 p.m. The box office opens at 5 p.m. You're going to see P.Y. Chew High, Frankie Lancaster, the Battle of the Giants between the Master Pain and Humongous, then a big 6-man street fight, Sylvia in a cage at ringside, guys.
That's right. It's going to be great to be back in Owensboro right there at the Sports Center. I'm telling you, Sylvia is going to be put in a cage in this Southern street fight. That way she can't stick her nose in the business that we got to take care of with Fuller, Action Jackson, and Dutch Mantell. That means it's 3-on-3, and we're going to come out fighting fire with fire, guys.
You know, Roger, there's two things I like about this match. The first is that Sylvia's going to be in the cage at ringside. You know, Sylvia, when I kissed you last week, you got bad breath. You interfered, bad breath. That's two bad combinations. That's a good place for you, is that cage. Now, when you talk about Southern street fights, you're playing my song, because we got 3 Southern boys right here, and we're going to take care of business in Owensboro. So you boys better buckle it up real tight.
That's right, Roger. You know, everybody's talking about the Southern street fight, and I couldn't ask for 2 better partners than John Paul and Tracy Smothers. But like the old saying goes, people, if you're coming to watch a wrestling match this Wednesday night, stay at home. But if you want to come and watch a fight, you come buy your ticket, because I guarantee you one thing, it's going to be a Southern street fight. Sylvia, you're in that cage, and I guarantee you one thing, guys, we're taking you out 1, 2, 3.
And listen, that's back, Owensboro, Kentucky, Championship Wrestling making its return on Wednesday, April 5th at Sports Center, 8 p.m. The box office opens at 5.
Rough and ready in the ring right now. Boss Winter, their manager, over in the corner. Here come their opponents. A Wrestling Machine #1 and Brian Lee. This is going to be a 1-fall, 10-minute time limit match. Jerry Calhoun will be the referee. Wrestling Machine #1 out of parts unknown. Brian Lee out of Orlando, Florida. Rough and ready out of parts unknown. And
you know, that had to be a real boring trip with Jeff Jarrett and Randy Hales. Twiddledee and Twiddledum riding down the highway.
well, it wasn't boring
I can't think of anything any more boring. You know, Dave Brown, I'm real impressed with this Rough and Ready team.
Well,
they get better every week.
I'm not surprised that you're impressed. I'm real impressed with Wrestling Machine #1 and Brian Lee.
Wrestling Machine. Who is this guy, Dave Brown? And don't tell me you don't know.
Well, he wrestles under a mask for reasons that we explained a few weeks ago. He and his partner, Wrestling Machine #2, big admirers of Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2 years ago. trying some of the same tactics here, just wrestling under the mask.
He's probably very, very ugly, or he wouldn't be wearing a mask. He probably looks a lot like you.
Rough and Ready. Boy, they have gone against some formidable tag teams.
They certainly have. They're right up the ladder. I noticed
And
they were number 5 on the tag team ratings.
Maybe number 95. I think
No, they were
lost
number 5. The
most
latest
of their
edition
matches.
of Wrestling Review.
The wrestling machine over to the corner makes a tag, and here comes Brian Lee.
Notice this double teaming.
Whoa! Notice how high they flipped him up in the air, almost into the lights, and he bounces off the mat. Brian Lee takes him down, picks him up, shoves him back toward the corner. He wanted a tag, and he's got it.
This Brian Lee has some potential. Very little, but some.
Reddy is in there now. Off the rope. Shoulder butt by Brian Lee. Brian off the ropes. Nice reversal, and he puts him down to the mat. Reddy back up on his feet. In the middle of the ring, Brian Lee wraps up his left arm.
You noticed he used the mask to take the man over? Did you not notice that?
He did not use the mask. He was using the arm. There's a tag made by Brian Lee, and Wrestling Machine number 1 will take over. Double drop kick.
It's too bad that senile Lance Russell didn't leave you his glasses when he left.
Round behind, Wrestling Machine number 1 with the face lock.
That is a choke. That's not a face lock. What match are you watching?
There's no choke there. That one's right up on the chin. Referee is right there looking at it. No problem.
I notice we still have this retarded Calhoun. We need to get...
Oh, Boss Winters tripped him up.
He didn't trip him up. He lost his balance.
Pulled his feet right out from under him, and now the referee is out warning Boss Winter about getting involved. He didn't see it, but he strongly suspected what happened.
Great backdrop by Rough and Ready.
Double backdrop by Rough and Ready.
Outstanding team. Very impressive.
Wrestling Machine back onto the ropes. Rough and Ready make a tag. Now they double up.
Now look at this. An illegal mover.
Illegal?
Very illegal.
Where did you get illegal on that? Nice drop kick by Brian Lee.
It ought to be a high drop kick. He's 7 foot tall.
Wrestling Machine threw one of them out of the ring.
Notice the double teaming, Dave Brown.
And Ruff runs into the double clothesline. Boss Winter helping Reddy outside while Brian Lee power slams him. He covers 1, 2, he got it.
Yes, and he hooks the tight.
Brian.
Get Brian over here for me. I know that's not fun on that man. Get Brian Lee started.
Robert Fuller out here with Sylvia, still with that fistful of pictures of Jeff Jarrett, which Fuller says he didn't buy. Wonder how he got them, huh?
Get on over here, you idiots.
Come on. Scott Steiner, I know that's you up under that mask there. What, boy? You must have some warrants on you or something. I don't know why you'd be wearing a mask. You're not fooling anybody. But let me go. Any man that'll wear a mask probably got a reason to, and maybe you're a backstabber. I don't know. But, son, I got $20,000 you can make for yourself, and all you have to do is take that Punk Jarrett's head off, because I know you're going to see him in the dressing room before I get a chance to see him. It's a great opportunity to take him down and get yourself $20,000. He looks like a man that'll buy it. What do you think?
That's the most money you'll ever see, idiot. You better take the deal.
Listen here, Robert Ford. I wouldn't take any of your no-down money. Jeff Jarrett, you ain't half the man Jeff Jarrett is, so you can take that money and shove it.
Think of that. You boys can't even count that high.
Robert Fuller turned down again.
About making money, baby. I'm going to tell you something. Jarrett's going down. I bet you one of these guys right here will be the ones to get him, baby. I bet you he'll do it. I bet you he'll go for it. Give me some more Jet pictures, baby.
Robert Fuller unsuccessful in getting Wrestling Machine and Brian Lee to join up with the bounty hunt. We'll take a break. We'll be back.
Hello, everyone. I'm Roger Webb with Championship Wrestling. We want to remind you that Championship Wrestling, we're going to be in Henryville, Indiana on Thursday, April 6th at the high school, where you can save $1 in advance tickets. On Thursday, April 13th in Lanesville, Indiana at the high school, sponsored by the Adult Athletic Booster Club. And Championship Wrestling making its return to Owensboro, Kentucky on Wednesday, April 5th at the Sports Center, 8 p.m. Don't forget that the box office opens at 5 p.m. People that you'll see, the Battle of the Giants, Humongous versus the Master of Pain. You'll see P.Y. Chuhai and Frankie Lancaster. Then a big six-man Southern Street Fight and Sylvia in a cage at ringside. Jeff Jarrett and the Mason-Dixon Connection. You'll also see Robert Fuller, Action Jackson, and Dutch Mantell. And Championship Wrestling, we're looking forward to being back at Owensboro, Kentucky, Wednesday, April 5th at the Sports Center. Don't forget, 8 p.m. The box office opens at 5.
Welcome guest Ronnie P. Gossett.
That's exactly
joining us. There comes Dutch Mantell and the Master of Pain, ready for a one-fall 10-minute time limit match. The Master of Pain out of Atlanta, Georgia, 325 pounds worth. Rodney Napper out of Gates, Tennessee at 215. And Dutch Mantell over here at the table.
Yeah, I'm right here watching the Master of Pain, my animal, my creation, and he's going to take this, whatever his name, he's going to take him right down to the bone. But what's bothered me today, and I've said it before and I'm going to say it again, Jerry Lawler, is avoiding the Master of Pain. Give him one match and all of a sudden he steps out of the box. It's like a batter standing in a baseball game, the pitcher getting ready to throw, and he backs out. Is that right, Gossett, or not?
Jerry Lawler has always been like Casper the Ghost.
And what he's doing, more or less, is he's protecting that world's title because he knows if he puts it up against the Master of Pain, it's as good as gone. Now, what I'm afraid Lawler's going to do is mess around. He's going to lose that world's title to somebody else before he ever gives the Master of Pain a match. But he can avoid him a little bit, but he can't avoid him forever. And what, am I right or not, Mr.
You're
Gossett?
exactly right, Dutch Mantell.
He is avoiding the Master of Pain. Like I said last week, right? And Lawler's had one match with a Master of Pain. One match, and that's all he wants.
Another record-breaking time, Dave
Mr.
Brown.
Gossett, step out here a second. I want the whole world to see. I want the whole world to look at the Master of Pain right here. Come here, Master. Come over here. I want everybody out here to shut up because I got something important to say. Lawler has a mystery man. You know why he has a mystery man? I'm going to tell you. He's got a mystery man because he is afraid to step in the same ring with the Master of Pain. Yes, he is. And I dare anybody to call me a liar today because Jerry Lawler gave him one match. And hey, we got a little tape. Show this tape. If the man's upstairs is awake, show the tape of the Master of Pain on top of Jerry Lawler. Are they going to run it or what?
Master of Pain, Dutch Mantell, not believing what's happening. He goes after the Master of Pain. Momentum off the ropes, catches him with a jaw. With a chain, drops down. Severely beating the Master of Pain with that chain. Here comes Dutch Mantell, kicks Lawler in the back. Mantell, disqualification. Thought he was going to catch him with a chain. It did. Mantell interferes in the match. Jerry Lawler will win by disqualification. Look at the face of the Master of Pain. He's cut wide open. He's choking Lawler, hammering him with the right hand. Here comes Smothers. Lancaster, John Paul. Mantell taking on all of them. Now, here comes Action Jackson. Wrestling Machine number 1 or 2, I can't tell who. They're trying to break it up. Jackson slugs Tracy Smothers. Boy, what a brawl we've got here. Tracy Smothers being held by Mantell as Action Jackson works over one of the wrestling machines. John Paul over to try to get the pain off of Lawler. What a mess. Mantell keeping everybody away from Lawler, the master of pain. Here comes Smothers.
That is music to my ears. Everybody saw Jerry Lawler flat down. And he will not climb back in the same ring with the Master of Pain, because if he does, it's as soon that unified title is gone. But all of a sudden now, he's got himself off the hook. He said, I got a mystery man. I got a mystery man. Well, who is he, Jerry? Well, Jerry Lawler, he won't say. But he don't have a mystery man, because and if he does have a mystery man, it's going to give him a week reprieve. Now, come over here. Get right in my face, pal. I want you to answer to all these fans right here that you're the supposedly the king of everybody here. I want you to answer. Who is the mystery man? Do you have one? Come on.
Just like I did it this time, I'll put you down again.
Let me tell you something, Dutch Mantell. You came in here a few weeks ago, and you talked about how you were going to get a hold of me and how you were going to take that World Heavyweight Championship, right?
I took it, too.
You had your shot at it, and you didn't win nothing, Dutch Mantell.
Yeah.
You didn't win no title, and you found out that you weren't man enough to take that belt. So that's why you had to go out and try to find yourself somebody to do your dirty work for you. You went out and you found this big goon. Look at that.
You watch your mouth, boy.
Look at it, yeah, Yeah, look at them eyes,
I do
Dave.
every time you get near me, I
The lights are on, brother, but nobody's home up there. I can assure you that. Let me tell you something, Dutch. You've gone out and you've got this guy. Well, I'm just going to tell you, two people can play at that game, too. You want somebody to do your dirty work with a big...
This man is 6'8", 320 pounds. You know how big he is, Lawler? He's a big, big man, and that's why he's with me, because I'm leading him right to the top. Now, you produce a mystery man or you shut up.
I'll do just that for you, Dutch Mantell. You talk about how big and how bad he is. Like I said, two can play at that game. Hey, I even got a little music. If the man upstairs can hit that little music for me, I want to introduce somebody, not only to you, Dutch, but to you, big boy.
Yourself a one-week reprieve.
What's that idiot doing here?
Back them up, King.
Hey, Dutch Mantell, I can tell by looking at the Master of Pain that he's not used to looking eyeball to eyeball with somebody. And as a matter of fact, he had to look up at Humongous. And if he thinks he's bad, if he thinks he's big, he ain't seen nothing yet till he sees my man in action.
Oh, I think you're probably right about that. Humongous with the King. We'll be back. Have a look at Jeff Jarrett to look at Jed Grundy and his partner, Jungle Jim McPherson. Jed's got the chicken with it. All right, Mr.
I don't want
Johnson,
that chicken over here. I'm
for
allergic
you.
to chickens. Get that out of here.
Jed, leave the chicken right there near Mr. Gossett here. That's yeah.
I'm surprised you haven't ate it.
He'll talk to you, Jed says. Jed leaving him here for safekeeping while he goes up with Jungle Jim McPherson. And now here comes Robert Fuller and Action Jackson. Fuller still tearing up those pictures of Jeff Jarrett. I want to know where those pictures came from. I mean, he said he didn't buy them. Obviously, nobody gave them to him. That only leaves one option as far as I'm concerned.
It certainly makes you wonder, doesn't it, Dave?
Yeah, well, I don't have to wonder too much where he got them. I don't know where he picked them up, though. He's handing out the ones now, $20,000 reward. That's what Sylvia's passing out, stamped across Jeff Jarrett's picture right now.
This chicken kind of favors you, Dave Brown.
Hey, watch yourself there. What is that hanging up there on the turnbuckle? Action Jackson hung a rope up there. Oh, no. Oh, I remember one of the first times that Robert Fuller and Jeff Jarrett got together, that rope came into play. Here we go. One fall match. Jed Grundy over. A fan was showing him the picture that he had asked to see what that picture was, and it had Jeff Jarrett's picture on it. Look at Jed Grundy put Robert Fuller down to the mat. Fuller with Action Jackson. Fuller knocked down to the mat and out of the ring. He picks up a chair. Whoa, tosses that into the ring. Almost hit referee Jerry Calhoun.
Now look at this. You call that legal, Dave Brown? Look at that big fat Jed Grundy.
No, it's not legal to have a chair, but who put the chair in there? Certainly not Grundy. It was Robert Fuller who threw it in there. Now the chair is back outside where it belongs.
Now Robert Fuller's taking over on Fatso. It's just a matter of time.
Robert Fuller's fighting on the floor. Referee will start the count on him. Oh, he was going to run Jed into the ring post, but Jed Grundy slipped the hold. Robert Fuller took a left hand, and now he's back in the ring. Over to the corner. It's about decided it's time to call on reinforcements. Action Jackson in there.
Black Power, Action Jackson. He'll make short work of that tub of lard. I can't stand a big fat slob.
Strange comment coming from you, Ronnie P. Gossett. Look at Jed put Action Jackson down to the mat. Jackson is big and tough. Jungle Jim McPherson. Boy, this guy can move.
We've got Cheetah in there.
He's out of the concrete jungle of Salem, New Jersey. And he wraps up the left arm of Action Jackson, giving away a lot of weight. Jim not wearing boots either to cost him there as Action Jackson stomped his toes. Jungle Jim off the rope.
Terrific clothesline, Dave Brown. You got to admit, that was awesome, awesome.
That was a powerful clothesline. You're right, I got to admit it. Action Jackson working on Jungle Jim McPherson. Here's Robert Fuller coming in now after the tag. A little slow about getting back out there after that tag made. Knee lift by Fuller. McPherson whipped into the rope. Fuller with that boot planted it right in the midsection.
You know, Robert Fuller has for years been one of the top wrestlers in the country. He has impressive credentials. You never can say enough about Robert Fuller. You understand that?
Well, I was with you up till that last statement. He is one of the most impressive wrestlers in the country, but I can hear enough about Robert Fuller, and that right there, look at Sylvia. Found in Jungle Jim with that kendo stick. That, of course, what gets us all upset. Fuller and his flagrant disregard of the rules, and everyone associated with him in the book.
Robert Fuller does it strictly by the book.
Yeah, the book of how to break every rule, I think, is the book that he follows.
Terrific stomp by Action Jackson.
Jackson fires Jungle Jim into the rope, picks him straight up in the air, and power slams him down to the mat.
Great power slam.
Referee didn't start the count because the right shoulder was up. Oh, a powerful broad arm by Action Jackson. Jackson with a kind of a half bear hug. He doesn't have him in a real good one. And McPherson able to get over to the corner and get the tag on Jed Grundy. Oh, the referee didn't see it.
He didn't tag. That's why
he did tag. All the wrestling fans saw it, but you and the referee didn't see it because he was involved with Fuller over here across the way. So Jed Grundy has to go back to the corner, and McPherson has to stay in there. He needed that tag badly.
If he was anywhere near Jed Grundy, I'm sure he was blocked completely out by that big tub.
Count is 1, 2, and 3. Well, the match is over. That missed tag may, in fact, have cost Grundy and Jungle Jim the match.
Now get this chicken out of here.
Oh, look out. They've got Grundy back in the corner, double teaming him. Now Jackson goes over and throws McPherson out of the ring. Come on, Fuller. Fuller putting the noose around his neck.
He needs to be taught a lesson for what he did last week, Dave Brown.
This is ridiculous. Fuller and Jackson have won the match. Now they're hog tying.
He looks like a big hog.
Oh,
a big hog.
Absolutely no excuse in the world for this.
Exactly what he deserves.
Fuller upset because Grundy's got a ring that Fuller gave him, and then Fuller wanted it back. Here comes the Mason-Dixon connection to help out. Thank goodness, just in time.
Pete and repeat. Exactly right, Robert, exactly.
Yeah, want that ring, Fuller says, as he heads out of here. Well, he didn't get it that time. Jed Grundy checking him out here after he had that rope around his neck. Well,
boy, you could get a lot of pork off of that slob.
Looks like Jed's going to be all right. I tell you what, let's take a break. We'll be back with you. We got a lot more to go on Championship Wrestling.
Hello, everyone. I'm Roger Webb with Championship Wrestling. We want to remind you that on Thursday, April 6th, we're going to be in Henryville, Indiana, at the high school, where you can save $1 on advance tickets. Then on Thursday, April 13th, in Lanesville, Indiana, at the high school, sponsored by the Adult Athletic Booster Club. Championship Wrestling returning to Owensboro, Kentucky, Wednesday, April 5th at the Sports Center, 8 p.m. Don't forget that the box office opens at 5 p.m. You're going to see the Battle of the Giants, Humongous versus the Master of Pain. Then a six-man Southern Street Fight, Jeff Jarrett, the Mason-Dixon Connection, and Robert.
Hey, the Battle of the Giants, baby, is going to go all night long, except when you start talking about our opponents. Mason-Dixon finds herself in the worst circumstances they've ever been in because you got Jeff Jarrett as a partner, and that means, boys, you're going to pay the toll. You're going to tote the load and pay the toll for the stable, baby, because Southern Street Fight means hand me that Kenzo stick. I can take it right in the ring and have it all night long, baby. Action Jackson, get you something good to take with you because Dutch Mantell is taking shoe, baby, right in the ring, and boys, anything goes. You can fight all over the building. And as far as the big man goes, so-called the big man, there's one big man, my stud right here from Georgia, Master in the Pain, the main man. The reason he's Master in Pain, it don't make a difference how big you are, baby, or what kind of mask you wear, or what you got and you look like. It's what you got inside. And this man right here, every time he goes through the day, proves what kind of man he is. He is the top of the line. And the size differential, baby, is none. So you're going to see one of the roughest matches you ever seen. And then get ready, Jeff Jarrett, $20,000. It's the stable coming after your tail. And I'm guaranteeing you, no Mason-Dixon, no team, nobody in the United States is going to save that butt from the Tennessee Stud and his stable putting your crummy little tail away.
The ring awaits. The CWA Tag Team Championship is at stake in this match right here. The challengers coming in right now, the Japanese team of Shogun and Samurai, with Tojo Yamamoto and his kendo stick in their corner. Here come the champions, the holders of the CWA Tag Team titles, the Mason-Dixon Connection, John Hall and Tracy Smothers.
Pete and repeat. That's exactly who they are. Pete and repeat. As I said before, they look good, but they can't wrestle.
Wrestled well enough to win the belts and defend them a couple of times, too. Sometimes winning them's not the tough part. Keeping them is the tough part.
Let's see how they do today against this awesome Japanese team.
Very well said, because it is an awesome Japanese team. And let's see how Tracy Smothers and John Paul fare as the belts will be at stake. This, by the way, is a match. It's going to be a special expiration of time match for television by agreement with the promoters and both wrestling teams. Usually you have one fall 60-minute time limit matches for championship belts, but special rules apply for television this time. Expiration of time match. 1 fall, 2 falls, 5 falls, depending on how much time we have remaining.
You're going to have to do something with this crowd. I told you to screen these morons last week.
The USA chant. USA chant by the crowd. I think that tells you whose side they are on. The Japanese team, little acrobatics to get things started. This is Samurai Shinji in there right now.
You know, John Paul and Tracy Smothers are so dumb you could give them a penny for their thoughts and get change back, Dave Brown.
Well, Ronnie, you can talk about them all you want. I think the fact remains they are the holders of the CWA belts, and that speaks for itself.
We will see after this match what they hold.
Samurai Shinji with a chop. Grabs John Paul. Fired him into the ropes. Look at John Paul. Nice balance. And someone who is thinking. John Paul. Tracy Smothers getting the USA chant going again back in their corner.
You know, Tojo Yamamoto has had a lot of Japanese teams, but this one may be the best team he's ever managed. And you got to admit that, Dave Brown.
Yeah, I do. Tojo Yamamoto has, in fact, brought some tough teams in here. This is a rugged one. I will say this, the record of this team is not quite as good as a couple of the others he's had in here, but the size of this team
They've had a lot of bad decisions. That's why the record isn't as good.
That would be your version of it, I suppose.
I certainly have seen bad decisions here.
Tag is made by Samurai Shinji, and Shogun Masamune will be coming in. He is the bigger of the two. He weighs about 280. Shinji weighs 250, so you can see we're talking about two huge guys. Masamune, though, is the bigger. He's in there right now. He backs John Paul into the corner.
Terrific chop.
With a chop, yeah, back on the ropes. The referee trying to get it backed away. John Paul catches himself. Oh, he's going to press him out of the corner.
That looked real good, Dave Brown.
Well,
stupid John Paul.
Misjudged the distance, and Masamune made a good move. He got too close to him, so that John Paul overshot.
Him and Tracy Smothers don't have a clue of what's going on in that ring. Like I say, new champions will be crowned today.
Shogun Masamune. What? He wants John Paul to tag Tracy Smothers. He's saying, hey, come on, I've battled with you. I want the other one in here now. Here comes Tracy. USA, he says. Japan, says Masamune.
This isn't a cheerleading contest. Tracy Smothers is supposed to be wrestling.
Yeah, a little shoving match. Masamune and Tracy Smothers. Shoulder block. Smothers hits the mat. Again, Tracy
Terrific shoulder block.
Tracy this time leaps over Seth, picks him up and jumps him over the back. Terrific move by Tracy Smothers. Oh, he got him a drop kick in the back of the head, and the eyes roll back in the head there for a moment.
That boot needs to be checked out that Tracy Smothers is wearing.
Tracy Smothers has run both of them out of the ring. First Masamune, then Shinji. Tojo Yamamoto talking to the referee. I don't know what he was saying.
It does no good to talk to the referee. He's a complete idiot.
There's the word of Ronnie P. Gossett IV right there. What was...
I still think that boot of Tracy Smothers should be checked.
Well, I think you can check it. I don't think you'll find anything but a wrestling boot there. Masamune with a chop, backhand chop.
280-pound man down that easy with a boot like that.
Well, you do with a spring and a drop kick like Tracy Smothers has, one of the finest drop kicks in wrestling. And, of course, Tracy is very tall, so he's got good range with that drop kick, too. The chop. Now kick, and another chop to the throat. Tracy fired into the rope, but he caught himself. And Masamuni ran into the turnbuckle. Tracy.
There's that illegal kick again, Dave Brown.
That's a back kick, and nothing illegal about it. And Tracy Smothers, once again, for the second time in the match, has run them both out of the ring. Masamuni holding his chin where he was kicked by Tracy.
Now look at Tracy Smothers going after Tojo. Tojo is a manager.
Tojo is a manager. He's a manager with a kendo stick in his hand, and he doesn't hesitate to use it when he thinks his team's in trouble.
I've never noticed him using a kendo stick.
Now, you've been watching wrestling with your eyes closed for the last couple of years, then, if that's the case. Tojo's sneaking around the ring. You can't see him. He's off camera, but he is sneaking around toward John Paul. Referee catches him, and that's what Jerry Calhoun is doing over on the right of your picture, sending Tojo back to the corner. Meanwhile, there is Shinji in there against Tracy Smothers. Masamuni didn't have a lot of luck, so he tagged and sent Samurai Shinji in there.
Well, there's been a lot of good teams hold that belt, but I'm just not impressed with the Mason-Dixon connection at all.
Well, maybe you'll have a different opinion when the match is over. Let's see if they can defend this belt here. They're doing a pretty doggone good job so far. Tracy, he's going to pop him backwards, but he held on. Turned around. Mr. Shinji congratulating himself for being so smart, and he got kicked. Here comes Masamuni in. CWA tag team titles on the line. This Japanese team, this rugged bunch from Tokyo, brought in by Tojo Yamamoto, trying to take the belts away from John Paul in there now, and his partner Tracy Smothers, the Mason-Dixon connection. Terrific chop. We're about 6.5 minutes into this fall. We may have to take a break very shortly. If we do, we'll keep the tape rolling.
We'll be sure to tell you who won, which if you watch the match, you'll have no problem figuring out.
Masamuni feeling a little bit better about things right now, as he seems to be in better control against John Paul for the moment. Backbreaker across the knee.
You know, they have a lot of American moves in this wrestling. Have you noticed? This Japanese team, not only Japanese moves, but American moves.
Yeah, they have a lot, well, they have a lot of moves. Some of them are fine wrestling moves, no doubt, and a lot of them aren't. Shinji with John Paul up on his back, dumped him backwards after the airplane spin. John Paul back in a corner. Samurai Shinji with the abdominal grab. Boy, that's one of those things. Tojo Yamamoto, no doubt, taught him that. Tojo won a bunch of matches with that abdominal grab during his wrestling career.
Tojo Yamamoto, one of the toughest ever to enter the squared circle.
There he goes again with that abdominal grab. More effective this time because he's got John Paul off his feet. He got the count of 2, but that's all he got. Pulling hair. Masamuni pulling hair. He certainly was. Pulled him over to the corner by the hair. Here's Samurai Shinji climbing that middle rope. Springs off of there. But he missed. John Paul had moved out of the way. Tracy wanting the tag. John Paul reaches and tags, and Tracy Smothers says, "Come on, both of you."
Notice the fence, Dave Brown, that he continues to use.
Look at Tracy. Bangs their heads together. John Paul in to help him out. We've got them all in there. Smothers throws Masamuni out of the ring, down on the floor. The back kick. John Paul drops it down. Count is 1, 2, 3. John Paul and Tracy Smothers have a victory in the first fall. That might not be all of it, though. Remember, it's an expiration of time match. We'll check our time and see if there's time remaining. Back with you in just a moment. Any more more time, because after one fall, the Mason-Dixon Connection got themselves a pin right there in the ring on that Japanese team, and they have successfully defended the CWA Tag Team titles. And I don't see any way in the world you can disagree with that they
I
want to
certainly
transfer.
can. Evidently, we didn't watch the same match.
Well, apparently not, because there's no doubt about it. The titles remain with the Mason-Dixon Connection, John Paul and Tracy Smothers. Lots of other action here today, too.
Yep and yap.
Dutch Mantell here, of course, Master of Pain, and we got to look at a couple of new faces, too. More action coming up. I'm Dave Brown. I hope you'll join me next week for Championship Wrestling. And Mr. Gossett, I hope you'll
I'm Ronnie Gossett saying so long.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of Championship Wrestling.